Boom! What's going on, everyone? This is Steve Larsen. Welcome back to Sales Funnel Radio, and today I'm very excited to tell you about a cool location I'm going to go speak in.
I've spent the last 4 years learning from the most brilliant marketers today. And now I've left my 9-to-5 to take the plunge and build my $1 million business. The real question is, how will I do it without VC funding or debt, completely from scratch? This podcast is here to give you the answer. Join me and follow along as I learn, apply, and share marketing strategies to grow my online business, using only today's best internet sales funnels. My name is Steve Larsen, and welcome to Sales Funnel Radio.
Guys, I am speaking at Carnegie Hall. I'm very, very pumped about it. It was like 6 months ago, was the 2 Comma Club cruise. And on the cruise, I did a lot of speaking, did a lot of teaching. It was a lot of fun. Frankly, I just love being on stages and speaking and teaching. My favorite part, someone asked me once, like, what's your favorite part about speaking? And there's, just real briefly, some of the early stages I got to go talk on were Russell's. And I was doing a lot of fulfillment for things that he was selling for the 2 Comma Club program, the very first one, the original one. And we had an event back in the time called the Fat Event. And I remember in particular, there was this time I got off stage. There was a break going on. And if you don't know, what happened was we'd go from like 9 to 6 the first day. And then the second day, we'd go 9 to about 1 a.m. It was a long day. And the next day was again another 9 to 6 day. And it was largely the first event we ever did. Russell did it because we were testing material, seeing where we need to change things. And then after that, he largely handed over to me, and he came and did a few like guest, 1 or 2 hour little speeches. And you're exhausted, right, by the end of this. And so I remember there was this particular time we were doing it. It was again 3-day event, and then there was the second day. I went in. And I was taking a little break. I grabbed some food. They catered it. And I went back into Russell's office and I sat down. And he goes, "How you doing?" And I was like, "Whew, good," right? I was just like bringing it down. I was trying to relax for a second. It's very aggressive, very fast paced on stage for me. And I love it. If you guys like what I do on the podcast, it's like nothing in compared to how it really is with me on stage. This doesn't quite capture it. Anyway, he's like, "How you doing?" I was like, "Good." He goes, "How's everyone doing out there?" We always talk about the people while we're in there. How are they getting it? Are they understanding it? I know they're tripped up on this principle. Are they understanding that now? Back and forth. And anyway, he asks, "So how you doing?" And I said, I'm doing well. And I kind of paused for a second. He goes, "What is it?" He may not remember this, but I said, "Dude, I can see those who are getting it and those who aren't. They're not telling me, I can see it." And he goes, "You're getting that already, huh?" And I was like, "That's a thing?" And what he told me is like, yeah. What's interesting is he said, I can stand up at any moment and I've been doing it so long, I can see those who are with me and who it's clicking for and those who they're not. And so I'll stop and I'll cater to those people who are not getting it. And I was like, okay, that's kind of what that is. I'm starting to see that, back and forth. So someone asked me like what it is that I like most on stage. There's a moment where I don't know how to explain it, you guys, and being on a podcast, you're doing this, might sound a little cheesy, but there is a moment in somebody's eyes when they suddenly realize, oh my gosh, my capacity is greater than it always, than I thought it was, and it's actually always been there. And it's funny to watch when someone, number one, they break through something personally, or number two, they suddenly see the roadmap and it starts to click, and then they're like, oh, that dream I've been going for all along, it's actually possible now. I don't know how else to describe it besides that, but it's a thrill for me because you can see it happen in people's eyes when they're listening to you. And those of you guys who are educators or teachers or you do get on stages, you know what I'm talking about, right? There's that moment where you can look at them and be like, bam, right it is, right there. I just caused the epiphany. So anyways, I'm really excited for this, guys. I got asked, getting off of that 2 Comma Club cruise about 6 months ago. There's a guy there who was watching, and he walked up to me. We were on the back of a cruise ship, okay? A huge room that they had on the back of the ship. And I had just finished a big session, and he walked up and he goes, "You're a really dynamic speaker." And I was like, "Thank you. I don't know what that means still, but thank you." Okay? And he goes, "You're a really dynamic speaker." People told me that. I still don't know what that means, but thank you very much. And I said, "Cool." And he goes, "Do you want to come speak at Carnegie Hall?" I was like, "Are you completely serious right now?" And he said, 100%. We're going to see if we can get such and so and these huge names that everybody knows. And I was like, all right, cool. Just keep me in the loop. And so since then, it's been going and going and going. 6 months later, and it's happening, and it's in the bag, and we've got it going. So I'm gonna cut over to an interview with him while he's in Carnegie Hall in the interview. It's really cool. But just to tell you real quick, Martha Stewart is coming. It's very exciting. Michael Gerber, right? The Michael Gerber, like, what the heck? That's so cool. The E-Myth, like, changed my life in college. It's so nuts. Dan Kennedy's coming. HAL Elrod, the guy who wrote Miracle Morning. Anyway, there's a bunch of others. Lots of people on there. Super cool. Oh, I'll be there. So anyways, I get 2 sessions. It's really exciting. Anyway, so get more details on that, plus why it's happening, why he's doing it. It's an event called Living Legends, which is extremely honoring. And let's cut over to the interview right now. I have a very special guest on here. His name is Clint Arthur. And Clint, frankly, we've only known each other for, I would say, probably like personally 3-6 months, but I am blown away, just floored, completely floored with what he does and his skill set and who he helps. And what he does when you're in a certain place is completely magical, and I'm very, very honored to have him on here. So Clint, thank you so much for being on. Welcome to the show.
Boom!
In the middle of Carnegie Hall, what?
Yeah.
It's a proxy boom. Oh man,
That's a Carnegie Hall boom for you. That's what that is.
You're warming it up for us. Thank you so much.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Well, it's a pleasure to be with you. And I met you on the cruise, I think. I think I met you on the cruise.
Yeah.
The 2CCX cruise.
Yeah.
And that was an amazing experience, that 2CCX cruise. Really, the best part of the whole 2CCX program was the cruise. And I really believe that that's because it was a special event. And when you participate in special events and you go and you do things, it's not only great for the sales funnel, right?
Yeah.
It's great for the sales funnel for a reason, because it really does deepen the experience of the customer / client, the person you're trying to transform in their life. And it opens up possibilities for people to have more community. So as a result of that, here we are. So great to be with you.
That's so awesome. We're really honored, honestly. And guys, hopefully you are going to enjoy us as well. Now, just because some of my audience may not know who you are, which is baffling, but could you tell everybody what is it you do?
I am a celebrity entrepreneur, which means I'm the most famous guy that nobody's ever heard of. Okay, I've created systems and formulas and scientific methodology for creating celebrity positioning in the eyes of your customers and prospects. So part of that is I have done 107 television appearances. You might have seen me on Fox Business Channel or on CNN or Headline News or the Today Show with Brooke Shields. When Brooke Shields said, Clint, you can have all of these plans and you want to scale Mount Everest, but how do you keep from falling off the track? And I said, you got to invest in mentors.
Yeah.
And I said it then, and I meant it then, and I mean it even more now. Investing in mentors has been part of the reason why I have gotten to where I am. And part of what I've done to become a celebrity entrepreneur is I'm Dan Kennedy's Info Marketer of the Year. And, that's a great honor for me, as well as something that really opened things up for me in my career, was to become the Info Marketer of the year, and to deepen my relationship with Dan Kennedy as my mentor. So those are some of the things I've done. I've also written a bunch of best-selling books. My new book is called Celebrity Entrepreneurship. Some of my other bestsellers include What They Teach You at the Wharton Business School. I am a graduate of the Wharton Business School's entrepreneurship program, and also the greatest book of all time. I wrote this other book called The Last Year of Your Life, where you live as if you're going to die at the end of the year. And I told one of my friends, I'm going to add in videos and audios, and it's going to be like the greatest book of all time, with those attached as links in the Kindle book. And he goes, why don't you just call it the greatest book of all time? And I did. And that became my first real big selling book. I sold 26,000 copies of that book.
Wow.
That was really good.
That's awesome. Really good. That's incredible.
And it has contributed to, I don't even think you know this, starting June 8th, I will be the host of a new talk radio show on WABC Radio in New York City called The Greatest Show of All Time.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Just pushing straight on in there. That's incredible.
Now, when it was Peng Joon I started talking to about what it is that you do and everything, and he was talking about how incredible your stuff is and how amazing it is. Why is it important to eventually become a celebrity entrepreneur, I guess, for your audience?
Well, I say on the back of my book that entrepreneurs struggle because they think that people are buying their products and services, but really people are buying you.
Yeah.
Because who you are is more important than what you actually do, especially if you're selling a product or service that's similar or equivalent to others that are in the marketplace. The only difference is you. And if you're a financial advisor, a realtor, a doctor, or selling any kind of widget, there's a similar widget to what you sell. And the main difference is who you are. And what I do as a celebrity entrepreneur is I help my clients position themselves as celebrities in the eyes of customers and prospects. And that's really using marketing on your personal brand. That's what this is all about. And that makes all the difference in the world because people are not buying your widgets, they're buying you.
Absolutely. I just so appreciate you taking that angle on it too. There's a few places I've spoken at where it's only been about getting authority for authority's sake. And but you're saying let's get it so it pushes the message more in the product, and because that's what they're going to be buying anyway. And I love that. I'm very, very thankful for that. It's awesome. Now, how'd you get started doing that? Because there's going to be a lot of questions revolving around. This is not something that my audience is going to be very familiar with. How'd you get doing this?
Hey, I started out as an entrepreneur selling butter.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, really. That's really where this all began.
That's awesome.
And I was selling portion-controlled butter in Las Vegas to hotels and casinos. So if you've ever eaten bread and butter at Bellagio in Las Vegas, thank you for helping to put my daughter through the University of Southern California, because pretty much every piece of bread and butter at Bellagio for a long time was buttered with 5-Star Butter, which is my company. And what happened was a lot of these celebrity chefs started coming in, Bobby Flay, Gordon Ramsay, Emerald, and I wanted to get the celebrity chefs. And I came up with this idea, what if I could be a judge on Iron Chef America and make myself a celebrity butter expert, not just a guy selling butter? And I talked the producers of Iron Chef America into making me the judge of Battle Butter. And you can watch that episode on my website, 5starbutter.com, and you can see me judging Battle Butter. And that was my beginning of my celebrity positioning as an expert. And man, I tell you what, it changes things when you become a celebrity expert in what you do. It really does. I heard a statistic that the number one top celebrity in the marketplace gets 50% of all the revenues, and the number two celebrity in the marketplace gets the next 25% of the revenues, and 3 through infinity split the remaining 25%. And that's why if you're not the number one top celebrity, you are surviving on crumbs while everybody who you admire is feasting on giant pieces of pie. For example, Tony Robbins, Date with Destiny. Date with Destiny alone represents 10% of the entire live event seminar industry in its revenues. If you do the math, which I have, you will see that just that one event is 10% of all live seminar tickets.
Jeez. I had no idea.
Because he's the number one guy. And when you are, and here's the funny part. Go into any bank in America and ask a teller, do you know who Tony Robbins is? And they're going to say no, because he's not a real celebrity. He's a celebrity entrepreneur. And the same thing goes with Grant Cardone, who everybody worships. And I will show you videos where I'm doing seminars for financial advisors, and I say, anybody recognize this guy? Not one hand goes up. Nobody knows who he is because they're not his customers and prospects. And yet 2 months ago, he filled up Marlin Stadium, and most of the people watching this video know exactly what I'm talking about.
So, yeah.
When you're a celebrity entrepreneur, which is something that I pioneered and really have systematized and scientifically analyzed, how do you do it? When you're a celebrity entrepreneur, you're a god to your customers and prospects, but the rest of the world doesn't know who you are, and that's what I help my clients to do.
And it seems extremely magical sitting on this side of the screen listening to that. That's impressive. That is so, so amazing. Now, what should somebody do if they're trying to get started in doing those things?
Okay, well, the important thing to understand is that there's no time that is too soon.
Sure.
The sooner you start building your positioning as a celebrity in the eyes of your customer and prospects, the better off you are, because the product you're selling is irrelevant. A lot of people come to me and say, I don't have a product yet. I don't have a book yet. I don't have this, that, or anything yet. And I just say, but you have you.
Right.
You're already you, and you're
Right.
always going to be you, so you might as well start building your personal brand. And really, there are 5 ways to do it. Television is the most powerful way, and I'm not saying you have to go on Good Morning America first. That's a mistake. Don't go on Good Morning America first. Go on little tiny local TV shows first. And then the second great way to do it is by becoming a speaker. And look, I wanted to meet you, Steve, because you're such a great speaker. And when you are a great speaker, I don't know if you've always been, but I doubt you've always been. I personally found that speaking is an acquired skill. You have to learn how to be a great speaker. And there's no time that's too soon to start learning that, is there?
Right.
Right?
Very true.
Go out there and start learning how to speak, and start speaking in important places. That's the second part of my formula, is to become a VIP speaker, speaking in very important places. The third part is one of my favorite things is celebrity attachment. That's taking photos with famous people. And anybody who goes to my website will see I'm in photos with all kinds of famous people, from Brooke Shields to Caitlyn Jenner to Ringo Starr to Mike Tyson, Hillary and Donald Trump. I don't care. I'm an equal opportunity celebrity selfie slut.
Yeah.
I don't care. The more famous they are, the more I like it. That's it. Okay.
I love it. Sounds good.
Part 4 of my formula for celebrity entrepreneurship is to be a best-selling author. And I've already dropped some of my best-selling book titles on you guys. And then the 5th part is to be an award winner, to win awards. And I told you right in the beginning I was Dan Kennedy's Info Marketer of the Year. And you as an entrepreneur need to figure out how you can win awards too.
That's amazing. TV, speaker, celebrity attachment, best-selling author, and award winner.
You put all that together, and you have radically transformed your positioning in the eyes of your customers and prospects. And the better the awards, ideally you want to win an Academy Award, but if you don't have an Academy Award, then you got to win something else. You want a 2 Comma Club X Award, you want a 2 Comma Club Award, you want whatever you can get, the better it is, the better it's going to be. But ultimately you want to accomplish each of those things.
That is insanely valuable. I hope everyone's enjoying that. I can't put it off anymore. Where are you standing, and why are we talking about it right now? I can't even hold it back.
Right now, I'm in the lobby at Carnegie Hall in New York City.
No!
Yeah, and the reason why I'm in the lobby of Carnegie Hall in New York City is because I just got finished having my meeting with the production manager, the stage manager, the person who did all the contracts for my first of its kind entrepreneurial conference at Carnegie Hall. They've never had an event like this before.
Jeez.
It's so unique, Clint. We've never had anything like this, Clint. We're so excited. We can't wait to sit in on and see some of the people that are going to you're really going to have Martha Stewart at your conference? Yes, I'm really having Martha Stewart at this conference. You're really going to have Coco and Ice-T? Yes, Ice-T and Coco are really going to be there. You're really going to have Scorpion, the guy who produced 5 seasons of the TV show Scorpion for CBS. My dad loves Scorpion. That's what the lady said. That's what the lady said. I'm like, yeah, Scorpion himself. You're going to be able to pick the brain of the smartest man on earth. Imagine what you're going to find in there. Albert Einstein previously spoke at Carnegie Hall. His IQ is 160. Scorpion's IQ is 197.
Holy cow.
And who else is going to be speaking there? Dan Kennedy will be speaking at this conference. Michael Gerber, author of The E-Myth, the #1 New York Times best-selling book for years and years and years, changed so many entrepreneurs' lives. He will be doing multiple days of speaking at this event, including hot seats on the stage. Amazing. Who else? Jerry from Ben & Jerry's Ice Cream, the founder. I mean, look at this. You got Martha Stewart, who turned herself into a household name. Then you got a guy who turned cream and sugar into a household product, right?
Yeah.
I mean, who else is going to be here? Oh, HAL Elrod, The Miracle Morning. Are you familiar with that book?
Very. Got that and the journal right here.
Right?
Yep.
I mean, self-publishing phenomenon. By the way, he's one of my students.
Oh, cool.
He couldn't afford to come to my Celebrity Launchpad TV publicity transformation event. He registered, and then he calls me the next day. He goes, "Clint, I'm really sorry. I talked it over with Ursula, and we really just can't afford it." I'm like, "Wrong. We're going to make it possible for you to do it. We're going to come up with a payment plan, and you are coming to Celebrity Launchpad." He booked himself on 13 shows, and I have a video of him, and he's like, anytime I being considered for a speaking gig, I send them my TV appearances for them to evaluate me, because it separates me so much from everybody else who's trying to get those same speaking gigs. So anyway, he's one of my students. He will be speaking there. Who else is going to be speaking there? Princess Marianne Parker, another one of my students.
Wow.
She transformed herself from a Bulgarian peasant to the Princess of Etiquette. And she's going to tell you how etiquette saved her life and made her wealthy. And who else is going to be speaking there? This guy named Steve Larsen.
I heard he got big eyes. He's going to yell a lot probably. He's going to drop a few booms in the Carnegie Hall. Oh!
This event is called The Living Legends of Entrepreneurial Marketing. And this man, Steve Larsen, built 500 plus funnels for Russell Brunson and ClickFunnels. How freaking legendary is that? Unbelievable. And I'm really excited to have you join us on the main stage for 2 sessions.
I'm stoked about it.
Of dropping booms all over Carnegie Hall. And I'm really excited to share you with my audience, because you're such an amazing speaker, man. Dude, you are an amazing speaker. I love you. And I'm excited to share you with all of my friends who are going to be coming to this event. There's only 600 tickets total for this event. It's
Holy smokes.
Super special event. And, tickets are available, and people should be getting their tickets as soon as they can.
That's awesome. Hey, and what are the dates so people know?
September 26, 27, and 28 in New York City at Carnegie Hall. Yeah, the only Carnegie Hall. That's right.
The actual Carnegie Hall.
Yeah, the actual one.
Jeez.
You know who's spoken it here besides Albert Einstein? This is the coolest. Mark Twain in 1906 gave his last lecture in Carnegie Hall. That's where it's like, I've asked Dan Kennedy to come and give his last lecture. I said, Dan, if you were going to die, and you knew you were going to die, and your kid came to you and said, Dad, what should I do to thrive as an entrepreneur? That's what I want you to share with the audience. That's what Michael Gerber is going to share. That's what Martha Stewart's going to share. Ice-T, Coco, Scorpion, everybody, you too. What is the magic sauce to thrive as an entrepreneur? And I'm so excited to hear what everybody has to say.
Man, I can't even tell you how stoked I am. When you asked, we hung up I was trying to ask, I'll be there, Clint. Yeah, let me check. Yeah, no, I can be there. And then I hung up and just started yelling. Like, I'm so excited, man. Thank you so much. Very excited for it. And you guys, you can go to cstevelive.com and it will take you over to the tickets as well. So you guys can go get booked up. Only 600 tickets, guys. That is not many. Go get one, especially for all those names.
There's not 600 left because I've already been selling tickets.
Oh, really?
A lot of the VIP and elite tickets are already taken. There's different levels. There's general admission. If you just want to come and you're like, scraping it together to make it, step up and show up for this thing. It'll change your life. Going to events, man, it really does change you.
Yeah, it does.
It really, you told the story of going to your first Russell Brunson's ClickFunnels Live and how that changed your whole freaking life.
Yeah, everything.
Well, that's what's going to happen here. Where was that ClickFunnels Live? Somewhere in Orlando?
Yeah, dude, San Diego, actually. Yeah.
San Diego. Dude, this event is at Carnegie Hall with Martha Stewart, okay?
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
Dan Kennedy and Michael Gerber and you and Scorpion, the smartest man in the world. You know who else has spoken in Carnegie Hall? And you see, what people don't understand is that the venue changes the event. You can have the same performers, one of them performing one time performing here and the next time performing at some like arena someplace. You're going to get a much more intense performance at Carnegie Hall because the venue brings out the power from the performer. The performers rise up to the venue. But aside from Albert Einstein and Mark Twain, we had Franklin Delano Roosevelt, Teddy Roosevelt, Martin Luther King, Ernest Hemingway, Groucho Marx, Andy Kaufman, Jerry Seinfeld, the Beatles, Frank Sinatra. I mean, Liza Minnelli. If you have been a living legend, you've performed at this venue. And that's why I selected it. That's why I'm paying the big money to get it. And that's why I'm paying the big money to have all these incredible names come and share their last lectures with my audience to change entrepreneurs' lives and their vision of what's possible in the future.
Man, I'm not gonna stop pressing record. This is so awesome. Holy smokes! Anyway, I'm so psyched about it. So September 26th to 28th, literally Carnegie Hall, obviously New York City, 600 people. Go to cstevelive.com and it'll take you right over there. I'm not sure if it froze there. We might have lost you. Oh, we got you still. Anyways, hey, Clint, thank you so much for being on here. I really appreciate you being on. This is just like, it's I can't even explain what kind of an honor this is.
I'm so excited to have it, man, to be doing this. And, I have a testimonial on my website from Peng Joon, because he came and spoke at one of my events at NASDAQ. And he said, Clint Arthur specializes in creating experiences.
Yeah.
That's really what I do, and that's what I've created here. The experience of this unique, first time ever entrepreneurial conference in this venue is going to be historical, life-changing, and career-changing, and you don't want to miss it. And I'm looking forward to sharing it with you and all of your friends and your audience September 26th, 7, and 8. Thanks, Steve.
Oh, sir, thank you so much. Appreciate it. We will see you there. So several years ago, I walked by a stage in a basketball stadium. It was my college campus, and I was deeply concerned with what I wanted to do in my life. For some reason, I looked at the stage and thought, one day I want to be on stages, I want to be an entrepreneur, and I want to buy and sell companies. Well, while the last one hasn't happened yet, stage and entrepreneurship has. And as my business has grown and my message has spread, a frequent question I'm asked is, Steve, what stage will you be on next? Now, I totally get that this feels maybe like a little conceited here, but considering my childhood fear of speaking up, being heard, extreme lack in self-confidence, and getting in front of people back in my growing up days, I feel satisfied. I thought I'd tell you where I'll be in the world coming up. And funny enough, just literally go over to cstevelive.com and it will forward you to the next place. I love stage, and it's one of my biggest things to look forward to in my current role in my business. From little 10-person masterminds all the way to gigantic 5,000-person events. From free seats to paid events, events have always been one of the ways I can deliver the most value and get the greatest ahas in the shortest amount of time. Just come say hi and go over to cstevelive.com.